Imagine this. A city where homes once soared 30% in value in a year is about to lose nearly 5 to 8% of that gain. In a state where the median home is already well over $500,000, or even north of $1 million in coastal areas, that kind of drop can unravel dreams, wipe out equity, and shift wealth. California has long represented the American dream: opportunity, prosperity, and a chance to own a slice of the Golden State. But now cracks are forming. Globally, real estate bubbles are deflating from China to Canada. Here, the reverberations could stretch across the Pacific. More than 1.5 million Filipino-Americans live in California, and changes in home values influence remittances, intergenerational wealth, and migration decisions. One Zillow's forecasts suggest over 30 California markets may see price declines by April 2026. Today on Discovering the Earth, we count down the top 10 California cities where housing prices will crash in 2025, exploring why each is vulnerable and what it means for Americans and Filipinos alike. Number 10. Sonoma. Sonoma, just north of San Francisco, is famed for vineyards, scenic landscapes, and a relaxed wine country lifestyle. It built its modern identity on premium real estate, boutique tourism, and quality of life. But behind the charm lies a delicate balance. With wine tourism vulnerable to drought and wildfire disruption, and housing already priced steeply, momentum is fragile. Analysts have flagged Sonoma's housing market as overextended, with rising inventory and soft demand pushing sellers to cut prices more frequently. 3. When large buyers or investors exit, the price base shifts downward. Why it matters. Sonoma is not just a vacation destination but a symbol of aspirational Californian living. If it cracks, the notion that wine country is invulnerable will erode. For Filipino-Americans in adjacent Bay Area counties, especially those in hospitality and agriculture sectors, a price correction could open pathways to homeownership once blocked by outsized valuations. Number 9. Ukiah. Ukiah, nestled inland in Mendocino County, is less known to many but holds hidden risk. The town's economy is tied to agriculture, timber, and a slower pace of life. Home prices jumped during the escape to rural boom of the pandemic, but now the tide may be turning. Reports from local real estate analysts name Ukiah among the communities expected to shed value the most in California, given its geographical isolation and limited job growth. Remote work fatigue and tighter credit can slice away speculative demand. Why it matters. Ukiah represents the edge of the California housing map, where overvaluation and distance amplify risk. For Filipinos in smaller counties across Northern California, the crash could bring renewed access and affordability, but only if jobs follow and infrastructure holds. Number 8. Eureka. Eureka, on the rugged North Coast, blends maritime history, redwood forests, and a quiet art scene, but its remoteness amplifies vulnerability. Economic engines like timber, small-scale fishing, and tourism are volatile. Zillow's broader forecasts include Humboldt and neighboring rural markets in its list of vulnerable zones. If housing demand dries up, knock-on effects in remote areas can be steep. Why it matters. Eureka's correction would highlight a growing divide: coastal/rural markets versus urban cores. Filipino communities in remote Northern California, though small, could benefit from lower barrier to entry. But such gains depend on connectivity, healthcare, and education support. Number 7. Sacramento. Sacramento, the capital city and inland hub, is often seen as a relative bargain compared to Bay Area prices. Yet it's not immune. Over the past year, Sacramento home values declined about 1.5%. Rising inventory, increased mortgage rates, and investor pullback in peripheral suburbs are pressuring the market. If the region loses momentum, it could serve as a caution for inland markets across the U.S. Why it matters. As many Filipinos settle in more affordable inland areas rather than coastal extremes, Sacramento is a bellwether. A downturn here could dampen migration flows and shift investment away from inland expansions. Number 6. Stockton. Stockton, in the Central Valley, grew rapidly during the housing boom as buyers searched for affordability beyond Bay Area limits. But that growth came with risk. high debts, speculative flips, and overextended borrowers. Now, tightening credit and rising vacancy may expose those weaknesses. Stockton's vulnerability lies in its reliance on external demand and the fragility of local wages. Why it matters? Stockton's crash could be a signal for many mid-sized California cities, affordable alternatives that may not be sustainable in downturns. For Filipino families aspiring to be first-time buyers, the fallout affects not just real estate plans but long-term equity. Number 5. Vallejo. Vallejo already carries scars. Bankruptcy in 2008, fiscal struggles, and a complicated relationship with its location in the Bay Area orbit. Many saw it as a bargain for commuters, but that assumption is waning. Rising interest rates, job volatility in tech, and increased supply are squeezing its appeal. Reports suggest Vallejo is among the Bay Area periphery cities under pressure in 2025. 7. Why it matters. Vallejo bridges the Bay Area and more affordable zones. A correction here can expose the risk of chasing cheaper moonshots outside core cities. With over 20,000 Filipino residents in Solano County and surrounding areas, downward pressure could create opportunities, but also shake confidence in outlying investments. Number 4. San Jose. San Jose, the heart of Silicon Valley, has long been a sacred name in U.S. real estate. Yet it's under strain. Tech layoffs in recent years, rising costs of living, and remote work drift are weakening demand. Zillow and other forecasts anticipate declines in Bay Area markets. In the San Francisco metro, a 5.2% drop is predicted over the next year. That covers San Jose implicitly. As inventory grows, sellers who bought at peaks may be forced to discount substantially. Why it matters? What happens in San Jose matters far beyond its borders. It is symbolic of tech-driven boom and bust cycles. For Filipino engineers, healthcare professionals, and entrepreneurs who gravitate there, price contractions may ease cost burdens. But collateral damage to local economies, taxes, and services could ripple outward. Number 3. San Francisco. San Francisco, cradle of innovation and culture, now steps into exposure. Already the home price is down approximately 1.2% year over year. 9 high office vacancy rates, exceeding 30%, shrinking foot traffic, and high property taxes intensify stress. Forecasts identify San Francisco among the hardest hit U.S. metros by value declines. 10. Why it matters. A crash in San Francisco won't just threaten local home equity. It could jolt national investor confidence. For over 100,000 Filipinos residing there, particularly in tech, health, hospitality, and education, the risk is personal. A home purchase could turn upside down even before a decade of equity builds. Number 2. Oakland. Oakland sits across the bay from San Francisco, sharing in its boom, but also its vulnerabilities. In 2025, it surfaced in national lists of fastest home price declines at around -6.8% year over year in some neighborhoods. 11. Pressure is mounting from increasing supply, shifting demand, and the exodus from ultra-expensive core zones. Why it matters. Oakland is more accessible, more diverse, and more dynamic. Its crash would amplify how far real estate corrections can travel outward from core cities. For Filipino communities in Alameda and Contra Costa counties, this is where affordability may shift fastest, and where risk is felt sharply. Number 1. Ukiah. Returning to Ukiah, it reemerges as the riskiest bet. Its rural isolation, reliance on speculative demand, and limited resilience make it volatile. Some forecasting reports from California real estate outlets specifically list Ukiah among top loss exposure cities. 12. While its median values rose sharply during the pandemic's rural boom, the reversal now may be steeper. Why it matters. Putting Ukiah at the top offends common assumptions. Small towns are safe, remote is stable. But here, overextension is magnified. The Filipino presence is modest, but residents who invest in such regions may face deep downside. Ukiah's crash could be a microcosm of rural market fragility across the U.S. As we've traveled from the vineyards of Sonoma to the redwoods of Eureka, the story is clear. No corner of California's housing market is immune to correction. But these are not just stories of loss, they are warnings and possibilities. Crashes can reset distortions, open access, and recalibrate expectations. For many Filipino-Americans across the state, this may reshape migration strategies, remittance flows, and generational equity. The bigger question, when markets swing so sharply, what becomes of the infrastructure, social fabric, and promise of communities built on overheated valuations? If this opened a new window into real estate's hidden currents, share it with a curious friend. Let Discovering the Earth guide you through more shifting landscapes. Subscribe and keep exploring.